So, you can just lay it on the bed, it's fine. I think we are in Kauai. We're in Mu. We are in the garden, and we are talking about the ascension process and where we are at in this miracle coordinate. And that many are going through major releasing of the world as we know it, of the relationships as we know them, of everything we know ourselves to be. A path for the heart courageous, because it truly is a path of the heart. And we signed up for a great service of embodiment into a world in profound transition, and we would say that at the heart, a world at the very heart of the entire transition, transfiguration, transcendence of the cosmos itself. For each one of we is the center of creation, the center of consciousness. And so here we are. And we were just sharing about how we have made choices to release everything, to be here in a little cabin, day 7 of a water fast together. Which day is it? Day 8? Day 8 of a water fast, even though time isn't real and it doesn't exist. Symphonic love just is keeping notes. So it's day 8. And the profundity of what is coming through and the energy and the transformation that is occurring inside of us as sweet, sweet beloveds unfolding into beautiful winged butterflies, angels, the angels that we embodied to become. And so we spoke about these choices, and Grandma Silverstar just sent a message 2 Miracle Coordinate nights ago. The new moon was called the corn moon, and she sent a prayer to pray to the corn woman on behalf of the earth, on behalf of Mother Earth. And it said this prayer, when made for the earth, releases all suffering, separation. And so we were together, we went under the moon to make this prayer. And let's just read that prayer. Moon of the corn, spiritual law of choice. Asiawai, guardians of Mother Earth. Greetings. The 9th moon, 9th dimension of year 7 of the new earth. This is the corn moon. Walk with the light. Walk with the light code, spiritual law of choice. There are many uses of this sacred law to heal Mother Earth. We, the corn people, would have you focus upon these. Should you choose to call upon the force of the universal love while invoking Corn Woman and this spiritual law with the intention of this love blessing our Mother Earth, a tremendous vortex of healing will immediately engulf you and your surrounding, purifying, blessing all those nature beings which do dwell amongst you. Corn Woman. Corn Woman portals, manifesting energy. So, peoples, choose from your heart and manifest that glorious future which is your destiny. You can heal all the wounds that have been created in Mother Earth. Then, unity among the peoples, nations, and relations will be restored. The sacred tree of life will grow and give forth holy fruit once more. Corn Woman. Wagmiza Win Agawila. Spiritual test to walk in peace in every way, in every day. Be heart. Virtue, silence. An excerpt from the spiritual law of choice, the symbols, the universal symbols and laws of creation, a divine plan by which one can live, the heavenly hosts, the servants of Creator, the 1111 Symbols book. It is such a profound miracle to encourage and inspire and invite each one of we to remain focused and vigilant on what we know is birthing within us. And for any sense of old strings that are tugging at us in non-unified ways of push-pull dynamics, those dynamics exist within when we experience them. There is nothing separate from the self, and so it is always necessary to go within and find why or where those dynamics are existing and release them now more than ever, because polarity is complete and duality is complete. And it's kind of like hosting an event, and everyone goes to the event and attends the event and experiences the event, and at the completion of the event, like Burning Man, no trace left behind is the cleaning up of the event. And Burning Man is such a good example because of the people who groom the playa for 3 months following Burning Man to pick up every little trace of clothing or garbage or thread that is on the playa. They go through the playa with rakes, raking the playa clean, and that's what we've been doing inside of ourselves and assisting each other to do, and what we've been doing on the earth. And so at this miracle coordinate, any area we feel inside of ourselves, any sense of resistance, any sense of clinging, any sense of fear, any sense of protecting or protectiveness, any sense of holding on to anything is a sign that there is a push-pull. So all this means is simply to go within and purify that part of ourselves, just like the playa at Burning Man. Go through with a fine-tooth comb if necessary. Just sit and allow these things to collapse into the void, or whatever tools or techniques we use. We like to invite people to cross their ankles, cross their wrists, clasp their hands, close their eyes, and deep breathe, because that brings us into a whole brain state, which makes it easeful to release the process and purify the body, be mindful of our thoughts, any thoughts that are coming through that are not coherent or replaying over and over is just an old program, like a border collie loves to chew on shoes when they're bored. The mind loves to chew on loops when it is bored. And we each are responsible for finding whatever techniques are possible to end those loops, to recognize that the entire world is existing from within, and the external reality is merely a beautiful reflection of that internal existence as we know. And so we are here to encourage we at this time to know that we are in a vast quantum acceleration towards the whole, towards the one, towards unification, towards inner balance. The divine union, the divine marriage is complete for many, and the pathways are open for the all. And of course, we are all one collective moving together. And so with each prayer that we do inside of we, that prayer is always for the whole, because we are the whole. And we are in the cosmic love coordinate of ascension. And so we were sharing with symphonic, because of choices that we are making in our lives to continue to stay completely focused on what we know is rising through we, that is evolving through the consciousness now. And as co-creators, this is the gift, is to be a conscious co-creator of the process, and to stay focused like any process that we truly love, and to continue to find the courage to know that it's real, and we are connecting the dots called miracles and bringing them all together in the one, which is the dissolution of separation. It's the dissolution of distance. It's the dissolution of time. And it is the end of all human suffering, which comes from believed or an illusion of the experience of being separate from the one. And we were talking about the Magdalenes, the Magdalene energy, and what the Magdalenes have been doing on the planet. And of course, Magdalene is the consciousness of the Christos. And so Magdalene does not mean a woman or a man. Magdalene is a unified consciousness that has been flowing through many on the planet who have been working the grids from the inside out, and it has been a journey of complete focus and dedication to focus on the liberation of the collective, of the whole, into the one. And so we encourage that we are at the gateway. As we know, we are in the Lion's Gate, and to remain stealth and remain focused and let all distraction fall away. This is a very positive, neutral message, but a positive one, to assist any we, any aspect of we, any cell within we, any iota of we that is not convinced yet, or not fully able to believe or accept that we truly are moving into the mystical one, into our birthright as true, sovereign, light-bodied Christos consciousness in form. And the dropping of the veils. We speak of the dropping of the veils all the time. In all of the love streams in the Miracle Coordinate. Last year, 2001-8, we were inviting all of we to go out into nature and to call for the release, for the lifting of the veils, calling in the Fae and calling in the Elvins and calling in the Elementals and calling in the Cetaceans and calling in the Star Nations and the Angelics and all of the realms, seen and unseen, of benevolent creation, saying that we choose. We are asserting our sovereign authority to choose this noble birthright as interdimensional beings who have the capacity to move in and out of form at will, when, where, and how we choose, in a currency or a current or a frequency aligned with love. So as we were sharing these pieces, and the two of the unicorns we call kiss, and so together they're kisses, were sitting at the window with their arms around each other, and while we were sharing these pieces of trusting the choices to release entanglement and enmeshment, and we don't even have to use those words at all anymore, because we've become prefects at releasing. And so in the past, when we released and let go, it felt painful, and then there was like a backlash kind of rejection piece, like reverberation in the field. But we have surpassed that aspect of the push-pull dynamics, and release does not have to feel that way anymore. Release is just releasing in the Miracle Coordinate, open to so much more. And the mind has a perception of what releasing is, and releasing does not look any way except to be within the self, to release tension and energetic dynamics that keep the mind running away with our energy. The mind running into storylines and loops and fields of unconscious fear dynamics. That's what we say now, is that the releasing is just the clearing of the cellular memory on all levels. And when we feel stillness in our body, we have the capacity now to really feel these solar dynamics infusing the body, energizing our physical bodies. So much energy coming in, and if we're not feeling the energy coming in, just tune into our diet, tune into our activities and our choices, and anything that is not fun and joyous and fulfilling and uplifting, we can let go of now. And that means all the systems that might be pulling at us, like banking systems and external authority systems, all of these systems, please just let them go. Release these from our consciousness dynamics, because this is all an illusory realm. It's all an illusory veil. And as we were sharing these pieces, a beautiful dove of Christ consciousness flew into the screen of the window where the two beautiful unicorns are sitting with their arms around each other in their divine, beloved twin ray union together at the window. And the dove came to visit them both as confirmation. The dove is the Christ consciousness, the embodiment of the Christ. We were activating the turtle, which was our shell, to liberate the dove. And the I Ching was inspired by looking at the back of the turtle, because the turtle shell held the coding of the two-strand DNA. It's like all of nature was reflecting to us the world that we resided within. And the turtle shell has 13 pieces on its back for a purpose, 12 around the one. is the monad structure of the 144,000 dynamic. And so we have been moving our waters from the old world to the new to activate the turtle, to liberate the dove within us. And what that means is activating the turtle means to activate all 64 codons of the DNA. That's what shows up on the turtle's back, the I Ching. Activating the 64 codons of the human DNA and rising out of the two-strand to activate our triple helix, which is the gateway home to benevolent creation. It's the gateway home to our interdimensional gifts and light. And so while we were sharing all these pieces in the same miracle coordinate of the dove tapping us on the screen of this little cottage in the jungle, we had a blue dress, a beautiful blue linen dress that was drying in the wind at the window fall to the floor. And the blue dress was asking us to pay attention to it. It's such a beautiful indigo blue. And so we said we must look up the metaphor of the blue dress. And here is what has come. So this is the Urban Dictionary. Top definition: blue dress, an illusion, a fluke of bad lighting, irreconcilable confusion. We will say reconcilable now. And so the blue dress, what stood out for us obviously was number one, an illusion. And we began to read the definition here. And this is when we became inspired to share this as a Spreaker, to continue to invite and assist all we, one consciousness, placing our focus together in the pillar of love, the Christos Sophia, the divine union of creation, of the cosmos. And here we are on this beautiful Earthship Gaia, Sophia. And so as informants to her walls of consciousness, as though we are like the hair-like structures on the outer membrane of a cell, which is what informs the cell. The brain of the cell is, according to Bruce Lipton, really the membrane of the cell. That the brain is not inside, it's the membrane of the cell, because it's the membrane of the cell that allows information in and out of the cell and informs the inside of the cell, what is going on. And when that information goes inside of the cell, because the membrane allows certain information to pass into the cell and other information does not pass into the cell, and then that information goes into the RNA and it pulls out the files for the information coming in, and it activates the DNA. And this is what is happening inside of us right now, called DNA upgrade. And we are the ones who choose what is coming into the cell, what we're allowing to come into our thought consciousness, remembering that what we are allowing to come into our thought consciousness does not exist outside of us. What we are allowing to come into our thought consciousness resides within us. And it has to do with the old DNA. It has to do with the turtle shell. It has to do with our activation from our original blueprints of these lives that we are in. We are liberating ourselves from the consciousness of the blueprints. And we are monitoring what goes into our cell, remembering that we are divine beings, that we are light in form. And we get to choose in every moment if we are a reaction to the blueprint that we embodied inside of, or if we are ready to release that shell in totality. And as we do that, there is nothing to blame, there is nothing to project upon. There is only the inner self-perfection or self-mastery of knowing how to navigate the internal realms and to continue to experience love for all things in the most divine way. So as we transcend these push-pull dynamics, it becomes a very beautiful place to be, because divine unions recognize each other effortlessly, because there's no more blueprint or personality at play that's push-pulling us around and keeping us in a notion of separation, and the partnerships become very profound, and the communal gatherings and so on become supercharged, super empowered, and that's what's happening now. So once again, we are speaking this to encourage all of we to know that what is occurring is real, and whatever feels like chaos is just the remnants of old ripples inside of us bouncing around in the waters of our bodies. The water of our love is purifying, and there is a lot of heat going through the body to help us when we need to recognize there's purification going on and look at the activities that we're doing and stop, because those activities are what is turning the purification on, called heat in the body. And we can go, oh, I'm thinking too much, I'm talking too much, I'm running around too much, I'm trying to do too much, etc. That's when the heat will come on, and the body just does its own internal alchemy, and that's bringing our attention to pay attention or to slow down and so on. And mostly it's about paying attention to the thought process that is happening within. So back to this wonderful metaphor of the blue dress as encouragement and confirmation, because when we are in alignment, the synchronicities now are very profound. Everything is in plain sight around us, guiding us symbolically to our inheritance, to our true birthright, our true inheritance as sovereign, light embodied beings of universal cosmic love. The blue dress, an illusion. The metaphor originates from an image of a dress which gained instant internet notoriety because the lighting in the photograph caused the dress to appear unquestionably deep blue and black to many viewers, and obviously white and gold to many others. The dress was actually gold and white, but the human eye's perception of the shade often causes misinterpretations. So we are to trust our feelings, trust our intuition, trust our inner knowing of love, and let the illusion fall. Whatever may be showing up in front of us is an illusion that has come to fall. It is the miracle coordinate for the illusion to fall. And that's what's occurring. So anytime we feel the need to cling or attach, it is an illusion that we are clinging to for certain, because there is nothing to cling to or attach to inside of love. Love is all pervading. Love is the cosmic mother. Love is the quantum. And it is benevolent. And so, and know that the human eyes have the capacity to see such a limited spectrum of light. So what we perceive is a very limited perspective of consciousness that is existing all around us. And this is the lifting of the veils. The veils are coming off for us to be in celebration with what we know has been gestating inside of us for so long. And if we have been learning how to tune in and nurture it, placing our hands on our high heart together, our thymus, to nurture that energy along, we know what the seeds are within us that we are nurturing and birthing upon the earth, upon Tara, Gaia Sophia, and so beyond. And so to continue reading this metaphor of the blue dress, because it clearly came to we for a beautiful purpose of sharing, it says, an amputee may still feel the missing limb, but it is a blue dress. The senses betray. Pedestrians were in awe while viewing a hole to the center of the earth in downtown Manhattan. This is all part of the Urban Dictionary blue dress metaphor we were guided to Google in this beautiful metaphorical universe where we are surrounded by pictures of Emmanuel, the Christ, with messages all around that say Christ-like health, and all these beautiful angel codes, 144,000 angelic codes, and just a beautiful home of metaphors. And we are all in this beautiful home of metaphors now that is guiding we so fully. Trust, 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 trust. Continue to trust and stay in alignment with love, conscious quantum love. And when we say conscious quantum love, we mean that everything that is of the highest is manifesting in its own divine perfection, its own most remarkable, beautiful way. So yes, the pedestrians were in awe while viewing a hole to the center of the earth in downtown Manhattan. How perfect, because so many of us are communing with the center of the earth, the core of the earth, the inner earth beings, the core of creation. They knew it was a blue dress, a sidewalk painting that used perspective to trick their eyes, but it was incredible. The advertisement for the fast food hamburger was a blue dress. The burger looks completely different in reality. Oh my gosh. Her date's appearance was a blue dress. He looked beautiful in white light and frightful in dim light. The comedy act, Who's on First, is a blue dress. Few people even try to understand. So her date's appearance was a blue dress. He looked beautiful in white light and frightful in dim light, is a telling piece of this great metaphor, which means that if we look at things in a dim light, they will look frightful for us all. And if we look at things in the white light, everything is beautiful in cosmic love. Stay focused, stay centered, and be blessed by cosmic love. Aloha. Nui loa.